Hey guys, and welcome back to Tremor Trails. I hope everybody's doing well. If you are new here, my name is TJ, welcome. Having a tonneau cover on the back of your truck is great. Obviously, it keeps all of your stuff out of the elements when you're out on trails. If you're driving, keeping tools back there, the rain's not gonna really get to it. But there is one problem with every pickup truck in the world, and that is the tailgate. Inevitably, no matter how tightly sealed your tonneau cover is, you're still gonna get dust and debris from the tailgate area. I came across a product that's made in the United States called Rok Block. They've been around for a minute, and I bought the ultimate tailgate seal. I was surprised that I couldn't find much on YouTube about how to install it on an F-150, so I figured today we would do a quick install and talk more about it as we go through the process. All right, so really fast, if you hear the swamp cooler in the back, it is 111 degrees. And I love you guys, but I'm not gonna turn it off because it is too hot. If I need to do voiceovers through the video, I will do that as we go. But really fast, I wanted to show you what the product is. This is Rok Block, and this is the ultimate tailgate seal. This is gonna give you stuff for your vertical fins, which goes along here. And of course, you have the big one right here that runs along the bottom of your tailgate. Link down below to Amazon if you do the Amazon thing. It's kind of weird to Google. There is a company called Rok Block, and they're actually something involved with music. And then there's Rok Blocks, which has a Z on the end. So just keep that in mind if you go searching for it. Okay, so here we are at the truck bed finally. I have the Performance Pro Ford carpeting, and that helped a little bit with dust, but this is gonna do so much better because it's actually gonna completely seal it up. The first thing you need to do, I have a 2022 F-150, and if you have the step ladder, you have these bolts right here. And the first thing is you're gonna wanna remove these bolts so that you can get this trim piece down flush as best as you can. The bolts themselves take a T40, and it's just simply taking them out. And now when you put this piece down, you're not gonna have to worry about that bolt being stuck right there and it lifting up. I'm actually, personally, I'm gonna start from the back end and go forward because of the carpet here that I just mentioned. That way I can use this line and make sure that I'm straight and level, and then I can attach it here. You can do it either way you want, but the main things you wanna remember is that this groove right here, I'm trying to get that on camera, can you see that? You want this groove to fold perfectly in half once it's set up on here. All right, so in the package, they're gonna give you a bunch of the alcohol prep. You can also use rubbing alcohol if you want. You wanna make sure that you're getting everything as clean as you possibly can before you apply it. And also you're gonna be getting the applicator. This is really what promotes it sticking to itself, and this takes 25 pounds once you get this all applied. But that's what comes in the kit. So we're gonna clean up the tailgate real fast, and then we will get ready to install. And I'm going right along this lip because that's where my line's gonna be, and that's where I want it to seal the best. So you can see how dirty it is. It's doing a good job getting that stuff up. You don't need to worry about down here, but I'm gonna try and get this stuff off anyways if I can. You're gonna have a little bit left over here, and we're gonna wanna cut that right up to this level right here. So taking off about 4 inches or so. And the reason that we removed those bolts was because, as you can see right here, once we put the bolts back in, we're gonna have this completely sealed even better. Okay, so as you see, we just cut off this last little piece right here. And what I did is I got it as flush as I possibly could to the side of this. And we just cut off this itty bitty piece. We're gonna go back in and we're going to add more filler here. So this is just the step one. We're going to apply the promoter, and then we will start to stick. Whoa. All right, so a lot comes out. That's good. They say this takes about 30 seconds to set up. All right. Now they say that you need 25 pounds of pressure to secure that. So I'm just gonna come through with the screwdriver and I'm just gonna smash down on it. You can get a hammer, a mallet, anything. You're just trying to roll it and make sure you get pressure everywhere on that edge. Really trying to get around those bolts good. Yeah, that dude is stuck on there. I was going in slow, making sure I'm not torqued too high, because I don't want to twist that rubber. There you go. All right, onto the top piece. I still got a couple alcohol pads, and I want to go ahead and clean just a little bit more, especially on this top edge, just to make sure I got all that dust and dirt out of there. I mean, I might as well use them if I got them. And I'm being very generous with this applicator. There's a lot in here, at least it feels like there's a lot in here. Okay, so that's pretty straightforward for the most part. However, I did notice there's a groove right here on this piece of rubber. I don't know if you can see that. I'll try and get in close. There you go. Now where my cavity is, that is where that is. They say that's where it's supposed to bend. But I am noticing that when I lift up my truck, on this side, there is a mechanism down here, and so it's actually lifting up forward or lifting upward instead of sucking itself in or concaving itself in. I'll keep an eye on that and see what it does. But all in all, I got it stretched pretty tight. It looks like I have just a little bit of twist in there, but that's going to work itself out as we get heat involved with it and it starts to learn how to open and close. All right, so now we're going on to the side pieces, which are over here, and that's really where the main culprit of dust comes from. We'll get the carpet back down and then we'll move on to that step. Okay, now these side pieces, the instructions were a little bit wonky, but I think I figured it out. Essentially, let me try and get focused on that. Focus, focus. You can see this is almost a P, if you will. And the way that you want to install this piece is that you want, obviously, the sticky side to go along that leading edge. Up against that, and then down that leading edge. Okay, so we got that all installed. The one thing I'm noticing now, though, is that when I try and lift up my tailgate automatically, it's rejecting it. And it's probably because that foam is so strong. So we'll have to look at that and see what we're hitting on, or if that's just something that I got to live with. I will live with that if it's going to keep the dust out of the back of the truck. I'm going to try and jump in the truck bed and see if I can get these lights positioned the right way and look down in those crevices and see if we have any light leaking through. That'll be a telltale for us. All right, guys, so what I'm seeing is we got a little leakage right here at the top. I don't know how well this camera's showing up. I'm sure it looks like crap. And we have a little leakage right there, but other than that, that's not leakage, that's it, that's the paint. Okay, so we got this trim piece up and fine. I closed the tailgate, I looked in there, I could see a little bit of light, and really the culprit is coming from this top nook right here. They do give you a big piece of this stuff, and I guess that's what that's for, or if you have a different model truck, but we're talking about the F-150. So I guess I'm going to attempt to put some of this stuff in there and see if that helps seal it up any. That's really all we got left. Is this going to be perfect from my first impressions of it? No. But is it going to make a big difference? So far, I think it is. Let's get this installed and let's measure again and see how much light leakage we got. I personally don't know if that's going to be enough. This may just be a problem piece for our kind of truck beds. Well, guys, I think that worked, actually. I can see just a little bit of light. Like I said, I don't think this is going to be perfect, but this is pretty dang good. So I'm happy with that. Okay, guys, so there it is. Pretty easy, actually. Just make sure you apply the applicator when you need to. Of course, use all the alcohol swabs, and make sure that you have the trim pieces the right way when you put them on the vertical sides. Other than that, though, you know, I think I'm going to be pretty much happy with this. Price point was great on this thing. It wasn't very expensive, and it really was just kind of a good solution to try and keep minimal dust out of the back of that truck when we got the tonneau cover closed. Hope this guys helped you out. If you have any questions at all, just hit me up down below and I will answer it for you if you have any questions about installation or anything, but it is pretty self-explanatory. Other than that, thank you guys so much for watching this video, and until next time, we hope to see you out there on the trails. Bye.